Hey everyone, so going back to this, we're continuing on, and like I said, we're just going to be doing more of the same thing, though you might start noticing some of these equations will start to get a little bit more complicated, but for the most part, it's the same thing over and over. So make sure that you work on the do now. I'll just say for the most part, what you're doing is first creating equations, and then coming up with what A, B, and everything else equals to. So just remember what we're basically saying is this on the left equals everything on the right. 2A equals B. I'll help you on the first equation. Once again, these are our 5 steps. Picking 2 pairs of equations, eliminating one variable from both, and it should be the same variable. Take those 2 new equations we end up getting and use them in order to figure out what the remaining 2 variables are. Substitute those 2 solutions back into one of our original 3. Solve for the third one, and then check using the other equation. So for the guided practice, what we're going to do, let me just scroll down a bit. So I need to figure out which equation to use in order to make our lives a little bit easier. Honestly, there's really not a good equation to use, so I'm just going to pick random ones. I'm going to pick equation 1 and 2, and equation 1 and 3. So 2x minus 4y plus 2z equals 4, and 5x minus 3y plus 5z equals negative 4. 2x minus 4y plus 2z equals 4. 4. And then 4x minus 5y plus 2z equals 8. Now, because none of these had anything nice in order to cancel out, again, I can pick whichever one I want to do. I'm going to go with the standard and get rid of the x's. So for this first pair, I'm going to have to multiply the top by 5 and multiply the bottom by 2. I need to get the lowest common multiple, and that number is going to be 10. So the 2, the 4, the 2, and the 4 all get multiplied by 5. So this ends up becoming 10 minus 20y plus 10z equals 20. The bottom equation, everything's getting multiplied by 2. So this will end up being 10 minus 6y plus 10z minus 8. I want to subtract these. That way I get 10 minus 10, which cancels out. Negative 20 minus 6, negative 6. So negative 20 minus negative 6 gets me negative 14y. Nicely enough, the z's actually do cancel out. So I end up getting 10 minus 10 cancels out. And I get 20 minus negative 8, which is 28. So from here, I can actually solve straight to y. 28 divided by negative 14 gets me negative 2. Going back to here, at this point, I could actually do something else, but I'm going to continue what I was doing before. In order to actually get the x gotten rid of, I have to actually multiply the top by 2. So every number up top, the 2, 4, 2, 4, is going to be multiplied by 2. So 4, 8y, 2z, 4z, and 8. Subtract the bottom from top, so this ends up canceling out. Negative 8 minus negative 5 negative 3y, 4 minus, minus 2 is just 2z, and 8 minus 8 is 0. Well, since I already know what y is, I can actually put y into this equation. So negative 3 times negative 2 is just a positive 6. Subtract the 6 over, and I get 2z equals negative 6. Divide both sides by 2, and I get z equals negative 3. Now that I have an answer for y and for z, I go to my next step, where I just take one of these equations and solve for x. So I just plug in what I got before. So I get 2x minus, well, negative 4 times negative 2 gets me a positive 8. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. That's going to equal 4. 8 minus 6 is 2. Subtract the 2 over, and I get 2x equals 2. Divide both sides by 2, and you get x equals 1. So my solutions are x equals 1, y equals negative 2, and z equals negative 3. Before I can finish off the problem, I need to just do a quick check. So let me use the third equation. Plug a 1 in for x, a negative 2 in for y, a negative 3 in for z. And let's check. 4 times 1 is 4. Negative 5 times negative 2 is a positive 10. 2 times negative 3 is minus 6. This ends up being 14 minus 6, which does equal to 8. So that means these are my three solutions. X equals 1, y equals negative 2, and z equals negative 3. So like I said, you'll start to see that more often. It may not be the case where you get to see one of the variables always being knocked out. All right, so here's the next one. In this case, the two equations I'm actually going to use. So we can see that I already have an x by itself. They're going to be these two equations. 6x minus 2y minus 4z equals negative 8. And x plus y minus 5z equals 6. And then I'll use this equation and this one. This row gets multiplied by 6, so this is going to be 6x plus 6y minus 30z equals 36. Subtract the bottom from the top. So I end up with 6 minus 6 equals, crosses out, negative 2 minus 6 gets me negative 8y. Negative 4 minus negative 30 gets me positive 26z. And negative 8 minus 36 gets me negative 44. All right. I'm going to simplify this a little bit, divide all the numbers by 2. So I get negative 4y plus 13z equals negative 11. All right, for the second pair, I'm going to multiply the bottom row by 3. So this becomes 3x and 3y. And then we get, oh, didn't even need to do that, 15z and 18. Subtract the bottom from the top. 3x minus 3x cancels out. So negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8y. 5 minus negative 15 gets us plus 20z. Negative 14 minus 18 gets us negative 32. So for this one, since my equation on the left is actually has negative 4y, I'm going to divide all these numbers by 2. Even though I probably could go a little bit further. So I get negative 4y plus 10z equals negative 16. Second step, I bring these two equations together. I'm going to subtract the bottom from the top. So I get negative 4 minus negative 4, cancels out. Then I get 10 minus 13, which is negative 3z. Negative 16 minus negative 11, it's me negative 5. And I'm going to end up with z equals 5 over 3. Oh, I see where I made a mistake, because that doesn't make any sense. I did my division over here wrong, so this should have been negative 22. 44 divided by 2 is 22, not 11, which means this is negative 22. So when I do negative 16 minus negative 22, this actually becomes a 6. Positive 6. And I just erase this. So dividing both sides by negative 3, I end up getting negative 2. So for the most part, you should notice, just like I did, that the chances of you getting a fraction are highly unlikely. So if you end up with a fraction or something really weird number, double check to make sure you did your math right. I'm going to take this negative 2 and put it back into one of my original equations. So 4y plus 10 negative 2 negative 16. 10 times negative 2 is negative 20. Add 20 to both sides. That ends up becoming 4. And y equals negative 1. Go back to one of my original 3 equations. And I'm going to use let's see, which one am I going to use? I'll use the third one, x plus y. Minus 5z equals 6. So x minus 1, negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. This becomes x plus 9 equals 6. Subtract the 9 over, and I get x equals negative 3. So my solution is x equals negative 3, y equals negative 1, z equals negative 2. Always do a check. So I'm going to use the first equation. So 6 times negative 3 minus 2 times negative 1 minus 4 negative 2 equals negative 8. So this becomes negative 18. This becomes positive 2. And this becomes positive 8. Negative 18 plus 10 is negative 8. Therefore, we are correct, and these are our solutions. So once again, do the same thing for the homework. Let me look at it real quick. Yeah, so this one's actually going to be fair. This one's a fairly easy set. So you can practice this yourself. There's not going to be anything crazy with it. If you have any questions, please let me know as soon as possible. Good luck and have a great day.